Tonight was the main event we was all waiting for. Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable. And the Wyatt Six have been building this up, teasing pretty much daily over on X, including today, tweeting out this picture from Dantes' Inferno. Now, this is a really big deal because obviously we know Bray used to talk about and reference Dantes' Inferno a lot. In fact, it's one of the pictures on the side of his jacket here. Honestly, I feel like they're obviously building something. And then during Raw, prior to the main event, we had another VHS tape from Bo Dallas. These things are so well done. You'd see Howdy glitching in and out. Obviously, they were speaking about Chad Gable, as Bo would talk about cutting the head off the snake. Obviously in reference to one of the tweets, but also something else that's interesting. A few weeks ago, that's the exact line Dakota Kai said on Raw with the Pluto symbol behind her. In fact, tonight, if you listen to Bo's promo in this videotape, he was referencing the lines that was actually what you decoded from the teases on Twitter. I thought that was really cool. He would also make reference to the beast rising from the sea. And that's interesting because in the final episode of the Funhouse, one of the things we heard was the beast is rising. So was that in reference to the Fiend? Was it in reference to Alexa Bliss? We don't know. But it seems whatever that was, Bo is continuing to do it. Chad Gable would also get a really good promo on Raw where he would say that he knows the man behind the mask of Uncle Howdy. And tonight, he's going to prove to the world that he is just a man and make Uncle Howdy tap out. Well, with the fireflies ready, it was time for the main event as Uncle Howdy would emerge to shatter, not to feared, but there was some extra sound effects added to shatter. Howdy would do the lantern spin that Bray used to do, of course, the turning off the lantern. During the match, he would pay tribute to Luke Harper with the yeah, yeah, yeah. Corey Graves also making the point, the gauntlet on the wrist of Howdy was actually forged from the gear of Bray Wyatt. This was genuinely such a good match from what I saw. If it feels like I might have missed anything from this match that was important, it may be because during the match, TNT Sports in the UK randomly decided to cut to a What Went Down programme with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre talking. The fuck do you do that for? Ivy Nile would come out towards the end of the match, causing a distraction, and following a ref bump, we would see Uncle Howdy utilise the mandible claw that Bray the Fiend used to use. American Made would then come out, the referee down, the Wyatt Six would then get involved. I love the visual of Ivy Nile on the back of Rowan, and it just didn't stop Rowan at all. Rowan just kept bringing the fight to the Creed brothers. There would then be a giant pop for the Sister Abigail for Uncle Howdy. And I love the call from Michael Cole. Light up the fireflies. Uncle Howdy successful in his very first match as this character. Bo Dallas back in the ring. No Nikki Cross tonight, but Bo Dallas Uncle Howdy successful. This is things you might have missed from WWE Raw. Make sure you've hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. You know when you get a tail of the tape in WWE that things have the potential to go absolutely wild. Well, Braun Strowman took on Bronson Reed tonight, and during this match, Bronson Reed dived through the ropes. What? Well, that is just insane. The match totally didn't end as the brawl would go to the backstage area, leading to a parking lot brawl that would see Bronson Reed chokeslammed on a car, pounced over a car, and then Braun Strowman, R.I.P., he got a tsunami straight through the top of a car. Sparks were flying. The windows imploded. Braun Strowman got laid out. How does this feud end? Honestly, let's do Hell in a Cell. Just let Bronson do a tsunami from the top of the cell. This was incredible. I've never seen this done in wrestling before. This was cool. You know, though, Braun Strowman keeps talking in interviews about how there's this monster inside of him that he's scared that if Uncle Howdy gets close to him, could be brought out. I mean, after a beatdown like this, maybe Braun needs that monster inside of him. The Judgment Day would kick off Raw this week, and they would be talking about how Damian and Rhea were the bad guys in this situation. Once again, though, the heel heat for Dom was intense. Here's an honest question. Can Dom ever turn babyface at this point? The crowd hate him. Well, it would be the LWO coming out, reunited. It's been a while, I think, since we've seen the LWO together. No Zelina, though. We'll talk about Zelina in a moment. But, of course, this would lead to an 8-man tag as we reignite the feud between Rey and Dom. Really good spots, really good opening match. It would come down to Rey and Dom. And once again, Liv Morgan saving Dominik Mysterio, allowing Dom to pin his father again. And that's worth exaggerating because obviously this whole storyline is based on the fact Dom chose Liv, based on the principle Liv helped Dom beat Rey. Well, after the Judgment Day clearly got the win there thanks to Liv Morgan, we would see the Judgment Day try and put an end to Rey Mysterio before the Terror Twins would come out. Really like the pop they got tonight. Interesting note though, Finn Balor saved Liv Morgan out of everyone else in the Judgment Day. Liv then pulled Dom out of the ring. I thought that was just something, maybe a little something of nothing, but worth noting. But with the Terror Twins standing tall tonight, and by the way, I love the fact they're wearing each other's shirts. I thought that was a nice, cool touch. I still think the Terror Twins win this Saturday at Bash in Berlin. Who was it, though, that took this side? What are we doing? Drew McIntyre said that CM Punk has made a mistake, and Saturday in the strap match, he's going to kill Punk. Obviously, Drew McIntyre, very happy to consistently fire shots at CM Punk. Once again, though, Drew McIntyre talking trash about the bracelet of Punk would bring CM Punk's anger levels out, and CM Punk would come out brawling with McIntyre. A slight preview of the strap match this Saturday, but Drew would run away, and CM Punk would whip some security guys, and that was the end of that. CM Punk stood tall tonight. I think CM Punk also stands tall Saturday. Pure Fusion Collective have a new Titantron graphics tonight as they made their entrance. I think this makes them gel more as a team. I love the jackets they're wearing. Wasn't a massive fan of all the glitches around the ring. I kind of feel like that was a bit too much. In the match versus Damage Control, we'd see Zelina Vega coming out looking for revenge on Sonya Deville. This makes sense, but I don't understand why Zelina then didn't help the LWO against like the Judgment Day with Liv at ringside. Zelina has history with Liv, and I feel like that would have probably been needed. But thanks to the distraction from Zelina, it would be Damage Control picking up the win tonight. So it was announced we're going to get 4 triple threat matches, 2 this week, 2 next week, with the winners facing off in 2 weeks' time in a fatal 4-way, with the winner getting a shot at the IC title. The first match of the night saw Jey take on Karrion and Kofi. I really liked this match. I thought it was good, and I think it was a much-needed win for Jey Uso as he advances to 2 weeks' time. Pete Not Butch Dunne was the second man to qualify tonight. It will be Jey and Pete Dunne in that fatal 4-way. The next 2 decided next week. I had my eyes on this match non-stop because Xavier and The Miz were both involved. Earlier in the night, we actually saw in the background The Miz talking to Karrion Kross. Obviously, Karrion Kross and Xavier Woods now a storied history there. But with Bronson Reed also giving Miz a giant warning tonight, could that be why Miz was talking to Kross? Will the final testament help Miz against Bronson? Michael Cole and Corey Graves would confirm their move to SmackDown when SmackDown moves to USA Network in September. They also hinted the idea that Randy Orton could be moving to Raw if he wins the World Heavyweight title. Obviously, no Gunther tonight. Gunther is obviously in Europe. They did do a little video thing, I like this, just saying how Gunther was solely focused on Randy, who cut an emotional promo tonight, thanking the fans after 15 years for finally singing his song, talking about how Randy retired the original version of the World Heavyweight Championship with his name engraved on it. And obviously this new incarnation came in when he was at home recovering from spinal fusion surgery, and how he promised himself if God gave him one last chance in the ring, he'd come and win that title. So this is really big for Randy Orton. There was also the line about how it's a new title and a new legacy. I do wonder, a lot of people on social media talking in the idea of Randy forming a new legacy. I really like that idea. It would be interesting if they do then feud with Cody in the future. That could be a nice swerve. One thing I really did want to mention tonight is the passing of Sid Vicious. For me, I got into wrestling when Sid was in WCW, and genuinely he was always a reason to watch. I think WWE is amazing, how quickly they can put these video packages together, get them narrated, and I think just paying tribute to a legend when they pass away. It's just, such a small thing that you can do in that circumstance, but it means so much to fans, and I'm sure the family too. WWE should be very proud the way they do that. I thought tonight was a good show. I liked the debut of Howdy. I thought it was done really well. Don't know where Nikki was, but I think it was done really well. So for me, solid 9 out of 10 tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Remember, we won't be here for NXT things you might have missed tomorrow, but there will be a video. I'll catch you next time. Peace!